So we're going to talk about mixing paint, and we have these little lids, or ice cream lids. They're the best for mixing paint and they're easy to clean. You also have all of these options over here. So the lids you can tell on the bottom of this cart. Then the paint palettes and the throwaway plates. We don't want to, if we're going to have to mix a lot like for this project, we don't need to use a ton of plates. It's just easier if we use these. You can use the paint palettes, but they're harder to clean. I do have paint palettes that have lids. They may work for 1 or 2 days, but they're not going to keep it dry or it wet forever. So I would pick the ice cream tops, and this is where all the paint is. You're using acrylic paint for this project. Here's all of the acrylic paint that we have. Okay, and the last one's gold and silver. You will not need those for this project. What you will need are the ones that are on a regular color palette. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. The rest of the extra colors you will not need. We will use white and black to mix our tints and shades of those colors, but you will not need like this teal, the grays, the pinks, not need stuff like that. Okay, so you should mix one color at a time, and we're going to mix red, for example, because it's the top of the rainbow. And when you mix your lighter colors, you always want to add a little bit of color to your white. Don't add white to your color, because your color is stronger than your white. And we don't want to go around and around and around. We actually want to push it towards the middle and mixing. And you want to make sure that it's all nicely mixed. Okay. When you're done mixing this section, you can try to get most of the paint off so that way you don't waste it, and then just wipe it off with a paper towel. Then you go to your next one. This time you're going to take the darkest color to mix. So your darkest color is black. So we're going to take that and mix. You do not need a whole lot of black. Black is a very strong color, and it will go ahead and take over your colors. Okay, there's your dark red. Then you can also do a mix of both of them together to make like a gray red. So you're gonna do a white and a little bit of black to make a gray red. This is a tone. You're making a tone of red. Okay, and you can always make them darker, or you can make them lighter, and you can mix as many shades of this red that you want. You are required to make the light, the dark, and the tone for your project. Once you have them all mixed, clean out your stuff, and you're ready to go. Okay, so when we paint, I have all my paint already mixed, and I'm gonna do the red today. So your red, I have mine labeled, as you can see. I already have mine labeled and laid out. So I have the red goes there, the gray red, which I labeled as GR, is that one. It will go there. My light red right there is gonna go there, and then my dark red's gonna go up here. So you can start painting any way you want. If you don't feel like your Paint will cover your letters. You can go ahead and erase your labels if you want. I'm going to do multiple coats. So eventually it will cover. If not, I can always go back over and cover it later. If you want to use the green, I like more of the flat brushes because they make better strokes and they're easier to fill. You want to go nice and slow and fill each section. Okay, when you're ready for the next one, you clean out your brush. So you go swoosh, swoosh, making sure that it gets all out. Scrape, scrape. And then we clean, make sure that we get it out on get all the water out on a paper towel. And then you can move on to your next one. So the next one's this gray. And you're going to paint that gray wherever you did your design. So I did the flower design. You could do any kind of design as long as it's in rainbow order, because that's how you that's how they're supposed to be set up. They're not supposed to be random. They have to be in some type of rainbow order. If you want to add, I add pink and indigo on mine. You can add those, but you don't have to. The 6 that you have to have are like the 6 supply buckets at the front of the room. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Once it's all designed, you can take a Sharpie over it on dry paint and really get your lines to pop out if you would like. If you want to leave it, that's fine too. And you're going to make a perfect design just like this. Since it is acrylic, you do not have to tape it down to cardboard unless you really want to. Alright. Make sure that if you have any questions, you holler and I will help you. Before you start painting, I want to see your paper like I had it before the video all laid out. So I make sure that you have all the colors you're supposed to have, and that way we don't have to restart after painting. Okay, good luck. Okay, so we're going to clean our brushes. So you have all this water, you can just dump that down the sink. And then you're going to clean out your cup. You can use these little scrubbers and clean off the sides of your cup so that way it's nice and clean. And then make sure all the paint gets down. These go in the dryer. And then if you have paint like up here for any reason that comes off, you rub on it. Then it's time to clean your brush. So you run your fingers over your brushes, making sure that everything gets put out. And then you check it. You check it by running your fingers over it and looking at the water. The water that comes out should be clear. If it's not clear, that means it's not clean. And your brushes do not go over here. When you're done cleaning, as you can see, some of this stuff is not clean. So you want to get all of that out. Okay, off of the metal, all of that completely clean. And then you check it. When they're all clean, you're gonna put them back where you found them. So they go back in their cup to dry, and it's okay if they're wet. That's why the cups have little holes in them so they can dry. And then you have to make sure your sink is clean. Okay, so if you look down in the sink, and it has paint in it, you need to clean the sink. Okay, that's the last part you need to do, is making sure the sink is clean. Once your sink is clean, you clean your sponge. It goes back in the basket, and then you can dry your hands, and then you're all finished.